we are on Earth, and the Earth is just one planet in the galaxy. You can compare that to an ant on the patio in this backyard. The ant doesn't know that there's more than the patio. He just keeps walking. He doesn't know he's just part of lots of worlds. And the human race is sort of like that. After they discovered what's up there, they know they're only a little part of this huge galaxy. I think there probably are many different kinds of cells and organisms. Some may not be visible, some may not have been discovered, and some may be on places we can't go. And they all might have the same perspective as we do on this, that there might be others.
Yeah. Gotta find yourself in this world. Do that, you'll understand yourself better, and you'll understand this world better. Every day is another journey.
Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform to become your spiritual server. This is Phoenix coming at you, and I hope you fly high this week. Well, we're at another week. It is Monday, which means that it's time for my weekly astrological report, the first of many on this channel. Now, at the end, I will do some announcements and some housekeeping stuff, but basically, this is just going to be where I'm talking about the astrology for the week and what you can expect and how to work with these energies and how they're going to be affecting you. So we have a couple of really big things happening this week. First off, we have right now, as I speak, we have Mercury, Venus, and Chiron conjunct. They actually went conjunct about 10 to 20 hours ago, and they're still conjunct. They're still within that 1 degree orb. Actually, right now, Venus and Mercury are on top of each other at 28 degrees of Pisces. So right at the tail end of Pisces. So this is extreme. This is huge. This is our mind working through some healing. This is what we attract into our life working through some healing. And with Chiron here, it's really asking us to really heal that aspect of us that wants to connect to spirit, but perhaps we've been afraid in the past. Right now, what's happening is that the universe is communicating to us and is asking us to attract this new lifestyle into our day-to-day life, to attract this new way of living so as to integrate some type of spiritual practice. And this looks different for everybody. One of my spiritual practices is literally just listening to music and dancing. And then I say, thank you, thank you, thank you, yes, yes, yes. And sometimes I'll end up even just kind of going into a poetic flow during this. But I like to dance and I like to have the music, kind of almost just take over my body. And for me, this is a way that I like to integrate spirit. And I like to do this channeling thing, and it's almost like a meditation for me. I'll close my eyes, I'll be transported to these new worlds, these new realms. Well, not necessarily new, actually, they're very, very familiar realms. And I get some type of healing out of it. So right now, a lot of people, you probably are feeling this, you're feeling uncomfortable. But that's just because when we recently just had this full moon in Virgo, it was asking us to heal deeply this aspect of ourselves that we honestly didn't think we were worthy to be healed of. But with the sun in Pisces right now, we really are having to learn how to just let go of control and go with the flow. And it's kind of hard to do that, right? Because we have Pluto in Capricorn, which is already destroying how we control things, and it's already destroying our control structures, and it's rebirthing anew, because it's Pluto represented by Scorpio. This is also the Phoenix rising. So it's like we're being reborn from the ashes, right? And we also, of course, we have Saturn there, which is laying the groundwork for the new control, because Pluto has been through there. So you want to think of it as Pluto was in Capricorn, and it was just like destroying things, rebuilding, destroying things, rebuilding, destroying things, rebuilding. But it wasn't really known to us, right? It was very, very subconscious. So now that Saturn's coming through, it's laying the groundwork for the new structure internally and externally in our society. But with all these energies that we had in Pisces, that we still have in Pisces right now, things seem very just imaginative and watery and flowy and quite bizarre. I don't know if you experienced this, but I had a very bizarre weekend, honestly, in the entirety of last week for me was rather bizarre. But that's just because all of us are going through this major deep cleansing and this deep, deep healing. And it can be uncomfortable because essentially what's happening is that we're going into this new reality, but we're having to go through this tiny little pinhole, and we're trying to push our way through this pinhole, but the planets are asking us, they're like, you cannot take all of this stuff from your past with you, because you have to let go of that. You have to finally heal, allow yourself to be healed. You cannot take that with you to the new level, right? You have to let go of some stuff. If you played any type of like RPG or anything like that, like Skyrim, sometimes in order to progress in the game, to pick up other items, you have to actually let go of items because it weighs you down, right? So sometimes we have to just let go of things so we can fit through that new reality and explode into the new life, the new lifestyle, the new creation, right? So that's really what this is about. Mercury, we are having to really, Mercury doesn't really like being in Pisces. It likes to be direct and likes to have things like, it likes speed, it likes quickness. That's why it's the fastest moving planet. It moves around the sun in 88 days. But while it's in Pisces, Mercury is having to be humbled to and Pisces doesn't have to be slow, but Pisces does go at its own flow. Any Pisces, there's no way you really can control them. You have to let them just be the magical, beautiful spirits that they are, right? They're magicians. They go at their own pace. They sleep when they need to, and they just do what they have to do when they do it. You can't really do much. Yeah, it's a mutable water sign, but you really have to learn how to go with the flow. So all of us, in some way, shape, or form, we are losing a sense of control on what we thought we were and who we were. But that's just because all of us are changing at such a profound and deep level. Chiron is asking us to heal these deep wounds, and it's going to ask us to take action on this new sense of spiritual connection that we are all developing. And we're going to manifest this. We're definitely going to see this with the new moon that comes up in a couple of weeks, but we're all manifesting this. And so later, Mercury and Venus will be shifting into Aries. And Aries is a very actionable sign. Like, get it done now, moving forward, raw energy, in your face, let's go, bam, right? So what is that going to do? Our mind is really going to want to just get things done and do things, but we still have the sun in Pisces. So we can't move forward as fast as we want to. So we're going to feel a little bit restless. It's also not going to help that we have Mars in Sagittarius, which just wants to go on the adventure. But the great thing is that if we don't really let our mind control us, but we just kind of observe our mind, and we'll be able to actually observe the actions that we need to take. And with Venus there, we also are going to simultaneously attract the right people into our life. We're going to attract circumstances into our life that are going to make us want to act quicker. But the sun in Pisces is still going to be telling us and urging us to go with the flow. Yes, you might want to go for that new job. You might want to go for that relationship. You might want to open up that new business, and that is great and that is beautiful, and you should most certainly do that. But you don't want to just rush right in, because you just have to take it a little bit slower, right? You just have to just go with the flow, because the thing about this energy is that while the sun is still in Pisces, things are just going to be up in the air. Things are not solid, right? It is not solid. It might appear to be solid, but things are not solid. Things are still up in the air. Bizarre things can still happen. We are still in this time where really we are going through this spiritual cleanse. Whenever the sun enters into Pisces every single year, we are going through this cleansing. We're shedding all of this old baggage that we have accumulated throughout the year so we can have a deeper, more profound connection to spirit. And that's really what the sun in Pisces is. It's about recalibrating our connection to spirit so that by the time it hits Aries, we can express who we are. We can be, not that we're not in our authenticity in Pisces, but we can express who we are. We can do it. We can take action, and we can be like, this is who I am. So Mercury and Venus are going to move into Aries, which is going to want us to move faster. And honestly, people are probably going to be blunt this week, so be careful of that. Just be wary of that, and don't try not to take things too personally. But people are going to be blunt. People are going to be very forward, and they might not necessarily take action immediately, but that energy is there. They're going to want to. So just be wary of that. Be aware of that, and you will be okay. The other major thing that's happening this week is that Jupiter stations retrogrades on Thursday. We have had all the planets going forward for 2 months. So this means that all aspects of our consciousness have been moving forward, and it can be quite delirious when you're constantly moving forward, right? It's like we're on this roller coaster ride and we haven't even had time to stop in the loading station. We have been going on this roller coaster continually. That's really what our planets going forward is like. We haven't even had the time to get off and rest. But with Jupiter going retrograde, stationing retrograde, this is actually, and it's the largest planet too, so this means that we're finally going to get this break period where we can actually review how we have expanded so much and all of the beautiful treasures that we have unlocked and unearthed in Scorpio. So that's really what's happening this week. That's really the astrological report. I pulled this card several days ago. This is the full card. So this is asking you to embrace that part of yourself that wants to go on the adventure and to be the fool and to, to take action, but at the same time allow the universe to guide you. Allow the universe and these energies to whisk you away almost, don't necessarily just set a destination. Just be like, okay, where am I going today? Where am I going today, God? Where am I going today? Where are you going to take me? What adventure is going to happen with me today? That's really what you want to do. You don't necessarily want to just like, all right, we're going to go here to here to here to here to here. You're going to want to do that, but really the best way for you to expand and to come more into your higher self is to kind of have an idea of what you want to do and who you want to be and what you want to attract, but still allow spirit to guide you. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and draw another card just because, and this is the card that actually flew out. This is creativity. So yes, we are all going to have some type of very creative download this week. Something that we want to create in our life. Perhaps we want to create a better relationship with our family, our friends, our lover. We want to create a project that's really going to help propel us forward. We're going to create something this week, and then we're going to want to act on it. You still want to wait a little bit longer, but at the same time, you will be okay, and just go with the flow of things. So for the housekeeping of this video, I'm going to be really quick because the time on my camera's running out. I'm going to show you a tentative schedule of what you can expect to see. So essentially what's going on is that I'm trying to figure out my weekly upload schedule. And this is, of course, incredibly important because I want to make sure that I'm putting out content on a consistent basis, right? So this is really what you can expect to see here. So here's the weekly upload schedule, as you can see, Monday through Sunday. So on Monday, you're going to have your weekly astrological report. That's what this is. On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you're going to get the SOAR videos. And on Saturday, I'm going to keep that open. That is going to be, my day of rest. If I happen to upload on Saturday, it'll probably just be like some sort of in-the-moment vlog or just kind of like on the spot and raw. On Sunday, I'm going to coin that as simply Sundays. And that's going to be a day where I'm going to pretty much keep it simple. At this moment, I'm thinking it's probably going to be a poem that I'm going to recite to you all, or I'm going to share some art, or I'm going to share some music that really inspires me. So that's that's what you can expect to see on Sunday. And also, on Monday through Thursday, I have video series and I have the era over. The reason why I did that is because I do want to bring other kinds of videos onto the channel, kind of like how I did the full moon report. So any type of full moon or lunar moon or new moon report, you can expect to see that on Monday through Thursday. I was going to put it on Monday and just Wednesday, but I didn't want to restrict myself to those days because as someone who's been uploading videos for, at least 3 to 4 years across multiple different channels, I understand how the video editing process can get a little tedious and it can actually become more extended than you think. So I don't want to just say I'm going to upload on Monday and Wednesday and then not upload because I'm taking a while to edit the video. So I'm going to just keep that open. So what you can expect to see there, like I said, there will be other astrological reports or other video series that I will bring onto the channel. And then on Friday, I'm going to coin that as Phoenix Fridays. And that is going to be a day where really I might talk about astrology just because I do that anyways. I tend to integrate it into my speech, but that's just going to be a day where I'm just kind of talking to you about stuff. Talking to you about life, spirituality, what's going on in the world, my general observations, and just kind of what I've learned throughout the week. So that's what you can expect as far as the weekly upload schedule. And this is the classic Pisces thing because I said at the end of the video I was going to do the housekeeping stuff, but actually I'm going to go ahead and draw cards for each of the signs because I can, right? So the overall card is going to be that creativity card. So you're going to receive some type of creative download. Also, to augment this creative download that you're going to be receiving, it is important to do something as far as grounding yourself in nature because that card also is represented by the Empress. So do something. Go for a walk in the park, talk to a tree, go to the lake or to the beach or something like that and get in the water, put your feet in the dirt and just do something, right? Now this is the card for Aries actually. This is actually very interesting. So we have completion, Aries. You've been wanting to do something. You've had this idea bubbling around in your spirit that you've been wanting to do, but you haven't been able to communicate it. Things have been getting lost in translation because, let's face it, Mercury's in Pisces and we have all this energy in water and you're just like, go, 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 go. But people have been probably just not understanding what you're saying. So now that Mercury's coming into your sign, you're going to be very direct, honest, blunt, and not everyone's going to get it. And this is going to move people out of your life and move people into your life, move situations out of your life and move things into your life. So you're going to feel more complete with this. All right. Taurus, we have postponement in reverse. So something that you have been postponing is not going to be postponed anymore. You've been kind of on the outside looking in. All the world is so colorful and beautiful, Taurus, and you've been wanting to manifest things, but you feel like you haven't been able to manifest. You probably have been sleeping more, and don't blame me because the sun is in Pisces, so we're all sleeping more. We're all a little bit tired from this spiritual cleanse, but you're not postponing this anymore. You're going to go after what you want. You're going to manifest what you want. Gemini, we have patience. Okay, Gemini. So yes, some patience is required this week because kind of like what I told the Aries, you've been wanting to be upfront and more blunt with people, but you've been having to be patient. You're having to go through the spiritual cleanse just like everyone else. So with a project or something that you want to move forward, it does require patience. Gemini, they don't really have patience, do you? You kind of just like, if something doesn't interest you or something doesn't just excite you in that moment, you move on to the next thing. But sometimes in order for things to mature and whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, it does require patience for it to mature. So just be aware of that this week and just know, of course, that like all the other signs with Jupiter going retrograde, you're going to be unearthing all of these beautiful treasures and it's going to keep you excited and stimulated for quite a long time. All right. Cancer, we have maturity. Oh, this is beautiful. Emotional maturity is what I'm feeling. And what I really feel is that you're becoming more compassionate with yourself. And this is going to allow you to be the nurturer that you really are. That's really all I have to say about that. Leo, we have integration in reverse. This is also the Temperance card. So, Leo, you're having to learn how to integrate. Of course, with all these energies in water, you probably have been feeling not at your peak as well. You do have the North Node in your sign. So, in a sense, you kind of know the direction that you want to go in, but you're still having to learn how to integrate all of these shadows that you probably have uncovered while Jupiter's been in Scorpio, and simultaneously while all these energies have been in Pisces, realizing all of the baggage that you have brought with you over the past year and learning how to properly integrate them is really what's going to help you this week. And you're going to be able to manifest great too, because you're going to be like, yeah, I was in some shadows, I was in some darkness, but this is how I found the light. And yes, I'm being myself, I'm going to express and be creative, but I'm still human and I have things to learn. So really this is about humbling yourself, but at the same time knowing that you are so fucking worthy. Excuse my language. Not really, right? Virgo, we have Thunderbolt. Wow, this is actually the Tower card, so this is pretty freaking interesting. And just because of the harshness of the card that most people see, I'm going to draw another card. We have abundance. So with that full moon, Virgo, something had to be destroyed, something had to collapse so you can come more into your abundant nature, so you can really become that abundance. But something had to fall away. Something had to fall away, Virgo, in order for you to bring that in. Libra, we have guilt. The way I see this is that you have been feeling guilty because you have been living through other people and you have been trying to fulfill yourself through other people. But you can't do that anymore. You can't seek that through other people. And yes, being around other people may make you happy. Being around that person may make you happy, but you have to fulfill your own cup, and no longer can you play this guilt trip on yourself. You're the sign of partnerships, you're the sign of relationships. So yeah, in many ways you do somewhat live vicariously through other people, but you do have your own story, you do have your own spark, and it's time for you to live that. It's time for you to be you, Libra. It's time for you to come into your authenticity, to express yourself. And you're a very charismatic sign, but it is time for you to be you. Don't worry about the people this week. The right people will come. Like I said, you're the sign of relationships, so the right people will come. So stop guilt tripping yourself. You will be okay. You will move forward. Uncover those beautiful treasures this week, Libra. Uncover them. Scorpio, we have guidance. This is really important. Like I said, we've had Jupiter transiting our sign. Interesting thing for me, I have my natal sun at 24 degrees of Scorpio. So the fact that Jupiter is going retrograde right before it hits my degree, I literally feel like I'm on the edge of this huge expansion, but I'm having to review right before it happens. So literally, you just have to go with the flow, Scorpio. Like I said, and you don't necessarily have a problem with this, but out of the water signs, you do kind of like your control. You're a little bit more of a control freak than the other water signs. So really just trust the guidance, trust spirit, go with the flow, be okay. Don't take things too personally. When Mercury and Venus enters Aries and people are all blunt and they're not understanding emotions, try not to take things too seriously. Go along with the guidance, be okay, and just don't resist what's being communicated to you, okay? Sagittarius, we have celebrate good times. Come on. All right, celebration, Sagittarius. Yes, this is nice because, the moon's going to be in your sign once Jupiter goes retrograde. So in many ways, you're kind of feel on an emotional level that it is time to celebrate. You're going to feel it probably before every other sign, which is why you're going to kind of come out of this darkness period that you've been wanting, and you're going to want to go on that adventure too, because Mars is in your sign. So this is a time to celebrate. This is a time to celebrate because we have been cleansed. We are all upgrading. We're all moving forward, whether we realize it or not. But you, Sagittarius, you have the ability to show everybody. You have the ability to show the world that it is time to celebrate. And you, out of any other sign, most certainly, besides maybe Leo, can definitely show the world that it is time to celebrate. Capricorn, we have transformation with the death card in reverse. Kind of interesting because, you know, Pluto is in your sign. So something that you thought had to die maybe does not have to die. Maybe it's just transforming, right? And that's oftentimes we see death as an end, but it's really a transformation. So something that you thought was not working, something that you thought would just had to go, something that you thought just did not agree with you anymore, maybe instead of just completely severing the ties with that, maybe you should just alter your perception. Okay. Aquarius, we have participation in reverse. This is also the Four of Wands. So you haven't been wanting to participate. You know, when all those energies were in Aquarius, it was kind of cool because people were able to understand your weirdness. But then when all the energies moved into Pisces, you're kind of like, all right, it's time to check out again. I'm going to just go off in my own la-la land. But Aquarius, you do need to participate because you do have messages and gifts, and this is the age of Aquarius after all. This is the Aquarian Adepts. So you have great information and knowledge to provide the world. And not everyone's necessarily going to understand it, so you have to be patient because you are channeling in this higher vibrational knowledge that a lot of people just don't necessarily understand. But I promise you, if you just simply participate in whatever way you can, just even if it's small, you're going to change the world in a profound way. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be very beautiful. And of course, we have Pisces. We have the Lover's card. Aw, this is beautiful. You're falling back in love with yourself, Pisces. You're falling back in love with the process. You're falling back in love with the flow. You're falling back in love with your reflection and with spirit. This is really what this is about. This is about coming into our hearts. And since Pisces in many ways has energies of all the signs, this is kind of like an overall sign, but you, especially Pisces, you're unlocking this beautiful potential within your hearts, and it's incredible. This beautiful spiritual cleanse. Well, guys, that is your astrological report for this week. What's today? The 5th. So it's going to be like, what, the 5th through the 11th of March. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this. If you want to check out my other social media links, there's my Instagram in the description below, my Facebook page where I make these different inspirational blog posts, and be on the lookout. I didn't mention this in the announcements in the middle, but on Friday you're actually going to get 3 videos. So look out for that 3rd video. It's going to be very interesting, a very exciting announcement for you all. I love you all, my beautiful brothers and sisters. And of course, remember to keep moving forward. To stay focused and Yahoo! Smile often.
Please try to understand that I'm only human. I may make mistakes at times, but I'm only human. I may hurt people, but still I'm only human. I may get depressed at times, but I'm only human. I refuse to believe that I'm just only human. I'm a product of God, you know I'm more than human. I can overcome anything cause I'm more than human. My objective is changing lives cause I'm more than human. I'm more than human.